Hello everybody and happy 250th to none other than the United States of America. Today, as you were seeing, this is July 4th. It's actually a few days before for me just because I work in Epcot. So that means 3rd, 4th, and 5th are going to be busy times. But anyways, recording this a few days before, but this video is in celebration of Independence Day, specifically our 250th. So what we are doing is we are going to Disney World, specifically Magic Kingdom and Epcot, maybe some others, but probably those two for sure. And we are going to be riding, seeing, and even tasting all of the most American things that you can find in the parks. Everything from the obvious ones like the American Adventure and Carousel of Progress, to maybe some that you might not think about immediately, like Big Thunder Mountain and Test Track. We're also going to be trying some of the new 4th of July food, maybe picking up some of the new 250th merchandise. They have some pins that I've been looking at. Not sure what all we're going to get yet, but let's go find out. Before we do that, let's roll that intro. And just like that, we have made it to the Magic Kingdom. Unfortunately, it is starting to sprinkle already. Looks pretty dark over there, but up above us, it isn't terrible. So if it just stays a light rain like this, that doesn't really bother me. It's when it gets really heavy, because then that spikes the humidity a ton, and it's already about 95 degrees out. So let's just keep the light rain, nothing heavier than that. Let's get tapped in and get into the park. And before we even pass under the train station, you can see some of that Americana decor here. We got the red, white, and blue bunting in front of Main Street Station. Of course, the railroad is still operating in shuttle mode here in between this station and then Storybook Circus, due to the construction over for Cars Land and Villains Land. The train is definitely something that I would say embodies the American spirit, so that might be something that we have to hop on today. Now, to start off here, for any of you guys who don't know, Walt Disney himself was an extremely patriotic person, and that was a lot of his inspiration in building Disneyland, was building a place to showcase America, and more specifically the American ideals about bringing together communities and building something better for everybody. It started off as him wanting a place for families to be able to come together instead of just little kids or adults, everybody in one place enjoying it, which is of course the same thing that started America. And Disneyland itself, if you look at the different lands, was very heavily inspired by America and its different kind of viewpoints and areas. Of course, you have Main Street USA, which we also have here in Magic Kingdom, that was heavily inspired by Marceline, Missouri, one of the hometowns where Walt Disney grew up, not where he was born, but where he lived most of his childhood. And Main Street certainly captures that Midwestern American charm. And then going into stuff like Tomorrowland, you have America's vision for the future, innovation, all of that, everything that America is working towards. Back in Disneyland, when Tomorrowland first opened, a lot of it was pretty heavy space themed. You had stuff like Mission to Mars and other stuff like that that was very obviously inspired by stuff like the space race and America's vision of outer space. Even into Fantasyland, you have things like America's fantasy, filmmaking, stuff like that. Filmmaking was very heavily intertwined in American culture, especially from Walt Disney's viewpoint, of course, with all of his animation and everything. Of course, that gets carried over even more heavily here in places like Hollywood Studios that takes a more modern take on American filmmaking. And then, of course, you cannot overlook Tom Sawyer's Island, Liberty Square, Frontierland, stuff like that. Of course, Tom Sawyer's Island is gone now here, unfortunately, in the Magic Kingdom, but you do still have it over in Disneyland. And that is another, really big piece of Western American history. And I don't know, it's so cool to go in and be able to explore stuff like that. And the exploration and freedom of places like Frontierland and Tom Sawyer's Island and the rivers of America were very, very important to Walt. And what he wanted to showcase in the parks was the natural beauty of America as well, which it is unfortunate to see that gone here in the Magic Kingdom, but I don't see that going away in Disneyland, at least for a very, very long time. I can't say that I have high hopes for Magic Kingdom when it comes to places like Frontierland and Liberty Square, but I do think that Disneyland will kind of be the time capsule for that type of stuff. But now I think we should hop on some rides and do some things, like I was talking about before, that embody the American spirit. Looks like we got some filming going on over here at Tomorrowland Terrace. Can't tell quite exactly what's going on or who that is. No telling. It's that time of year, lots of filming. Also, you can barely see here on the, what do you call this? The Loch Ness Monster? What do you call these things? I should know this. A serpent. The serpent here now has the mister coming out of his nose and his eyes are glowing on the front side, which has been a thing in the past, but has been gone for a while. I'm very intrigued to know what's being filmed over here. Could be something for the 4th of July specials going up on ABC. That would be my guess. A little last minute for doing that stuff, if you ask me, but I don't know. That's what I would have to think. Actually, you can see there on their microphones, once my camera focuses again, ESPN. Interesting. Not sure what ESPN's doing clear over here in Tomorrowland Terrace, but who knows? All right, I think first up for our attractions here in Magic Kingdom is going to be Carousel of Progress. One of my favorites, and it is closing here in a few days to make way for the overhaul. I don't even know if you could call it an overhaul. That seems a little too intense. The refresh, which I'm very much looking forward to. I love Carousel of Progress. It needs a refresh, and that's perfectly fine. It's the Carousel of Progress. It needs to keep progressing forward. And as much as it'll be sad to see some of those older decades go, I think this is the right call for the attraction. I think it's what it needs. Carousel of Progress, of course, debuted at the 1964-65 World's Fair. Then was at Disneyland for a while, and actually closed at Disneyland a while back, and then it became Star Wars Launch Bay, and now that building's been sitting empty for quite a while. I think ideally, if we could bring this Carousel of Progress to Disneyland just how it is, keep everything the same, just get some new animatronics in there to clean everything up, and then give us the new modern version, I think that would be best case scenario. But that's asking a lot, so I'll be happy with us getting the nice new refresh. Carousel of Progress definitely embodies the American culture and the American dream of progress. It's all about progress. Isn't that what everything's about? And progressing forward through the decades, all of these new innovations, new ways of life, lifestyles, everything like that. Carousel of Progress is definitely one that we have to do here. So I think they just let in a show. Let's get on up and be about 5 minutes till we get on.
This is the Carousel Theater. Whatever the man on the side, the speaker will respond simultaneously. Amen. Cover like you can read the newspaper about the The operator of the control line has to be a bit of an amateur, you can see. All of the operator actions are recorded on tape. Now let's hear the theme song of the Carousel. There's a great
You know, Walt loved the idea of progress, and he loved the American family. And he himself was probably as American as anyone could possibly be. He thought it would be fun to watch the American family go through the 20th century, experiencing all the new wonders as they came. And he put them together in a show called Carousel of Progress. May the century begin.
There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, shining at the end of every day. There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, and tomorrow is just a dream away. Then there's a dream that's so dark, tomorrow's a dream, climb the dark.
And when it becomes a reality, it's a dream come true for you and me. So there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow,
Shining at the end of every day.
there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, just a dream away.
Yeah, it looks like the Robins are getting ready to celebrate Valentine's Day today. What year is it? Oh, right around the turn of the century. And believe me, things couldn't be any better than they are today. Yes, sir, buildings are towering now as high as 20 stories. And moving pictures flicker up on a big screen. We have almost 8,000 automobiles in this country.
There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, just a dream away.
Phew, boy, hottest 4th of July we've had in years.
We've come a long way, though, since the turn of the century, over 20 some odd years ago. You know that pilot fella, Charles Lindbergh? He's about to fly a single-wing airplane all the way across the Atlantic. He's never gonna make it. And sports stadiums are springing up all over. And boy, nobody hits that old horse hide like that new fella Babe Ruth. Sarah's Ladies Club is responsible for our town's 4th of July celebration tonight. She's got us all roped into performing in their program.
And I've decided we're going as George and Martha Washington, dear.
Oh, the father of our country. That's a role that really fits me.
Just a dream away.
Well, it's another Halloween here in the fabulous 40s. Everything is better than ever now. And we've got some amazing new wonders around the house to prove it. For instance, our refrigerator holds more food and ice cubes. And thanks to our automatic dishwasher, I don't have to dry the dishes anymore after supper. Gives Rover and me more time to enjoy our evening stroll together. Isn't it a pleasant holiday? Oh, turkey's in the oven, it's peaceful and quiet.
Yes! 300 points, my best score yet.
Well, it was peaceful until Santa brought that new virtual reality space pilot game.
You know, in my day,
Oh no, you're not going to tell us about the old days when you didn't even have a car phone.
hey, Trish, for a while we didn't even have a house phone. Not to mention laser discs and high-def TV. Everything is automated today.
There's a great big beautiful tomorrow, shining at the end of every day. There's a great big beautiful tomorrow, and tomorrow is just a dream away. Man has a dream, and that's the start. He follows his dream with mind and heart, and when it becomes a reality, it's a dream come true for you and me. So there's a great beautiful tomorrow, shining at the end of every day. There's a great big beautiful tomorrow, just a dream away.
All right, there was Carousel of Progress. Amazing as always. I will never not love that show. And I have very high expectations for the refresh whenever that gets finished. But now I think we're heading back out of Tomorrowland and on over to Liberty Square. Look at this, you got the Main Street Philharmonic over here. But today it is being led by none other than Mickey Mouse. Sorry, you're unfocused there. Let's get you focused back. My camera's having a hard time. I think it's the heat. That was so cool to see. I've never seen Mickey out there with the Philharmonic. Sorry about the weird camera issues. I don't really know what's going on. My phone is extremely hot to the touch, where you can barely even touch the metal parts. So I think this Florida heat is a little too much for this iPhone. It's also running developer beta software, so that doesn't help at all. But here we are in Liberty Square. Beyond this gateway lies a humble village built on hope and courage. The hope to be heard and the courage to listen and welcome new ideas. The hope for freedom for all and the courage to fight for it at any cost. May all who step foot here be awakened by this same hope and courageous spirit. Welcome to Liberty Square. The only Liberty Square, at least here in the US parks. I'm not sure about overseas. I don't know those parks as well, but I don't think they have a Liberty Square. Of course, over at Disneyland, the kind of equivalent is New Orleans Square. which is also over there in the Fantasyland Adventureland area. But Liberty Square is great. Not a whole lot going on here. You do have Sleepy Hollow, famous for their waffles. They got like dessert style waffles, breakfast waffles, also chicken and waffles. I love their chicken and waffles. You got the Christmas shop over here on the left hand side with all your Christmas ornaments and decor. Then you have around the corner, you have, what's the other quick service restaurant? They have like the seafood stuff, something Harbor. I don't remember the name, it's slipping by me, but something Harbor. And then of course you have the Hall of Presidents here. Hall of Presidents is a show I've only seen once. I'm not big on it. It's still really, really good. It's just that when you compare it to things like American Adventure, I'm sorry, but American Adventure wins any day of the week over Hall of Presidents. We're definitely gonna go check it out though. I am gonna get a drink first because I need a drink, it's hot. But yeah, we'll head in here in just a bit. Of course, here in Liberty Square is where the Liberty Bell used to also dock when it would sail around the rivers of America and Tom Sawyer's Island. Interesting that the station is still standing. I keep finding that really weird that they haven't walled this off. It almost seems like this station's going to be staying because the rest of Piston Peak there on the other side of the walls is really far into construction. They have that retainer wall almost completely done. But the station is still standing completely as it was before, so I don't know if they're going to try to repurpose the station for something else. Definitely no riverboat coming back. That river is not going to be big enough for a full-service boat, but I don't know, it'd be cool to use it as like a meet and greet spot maybe. Right now I believe it's just set up as a extended queue for Haunted Mansion. That's what all these queue lines in here are for, because Mansion's been getting a bit of a long line lately and it's common for it to come all the way down here, so I don't know. Oh, Columbia Harbor House, that's the name of the quick service restaurant there. Love that place. But okay, let's go get a drink and then head into Hall of Presidents. All right, I've been sitting in the shade enjoying my Powerade, but look at this nice little corner I found here in Liberty Square. Kind of tucked away between Hall of Presidents and then the ticket shop over here, but there's two little rocking chairs here on kind of a porch, and great little place to just sit in the shade and people watch. All right, I think it's time to head into the Hall of Presidents here. Not sure how long until the next show, but we'll go and explore some of the stuff in the museum area here in the front until showtime. Of course, here in the center of the building, you got the seal down here. It's funny, a lot of people actually come to American Adventure asking for this, and this is where we always have to direct them. It's here in Hall of Presidents. I promise, it didn't go anywhere. The Hall of Presidents still exists. It is just where it has always been in the Magic Kingdom. Here's got a little bit more of a museum style compared to the American Adventure, showing off some different, some of these are like actual artifacts, some are recreations. You got a tennis racket here from President Bush, a shelf from FDR. What does a shelf have to do with anything? Oh, okay, it's a shelf he built in his recovery from polio. That's pretty cool. Did not know that he was into woodworking there. Got Woodrow Wilson's golf club, golf head cover from Obama, Jimmy Carter's fly fishing gear, all types of cool stuff throughout here. And then of course, they all have different details and stories about the presidents and these specific artifacts. Definitely someplace you should come and check out at least once if you're here on a trip. While I do think this is still a very, very beautiful theater, it's got nothing on American Adventure. Our theater is just so grand. I don't know, it's so cool. I love the American Adventure Theater.
It is 1783, and the smoke is clearing in the wake of the Revolutionary War. Over the course of 8 grinding years, General George Washington has led a force of shopkeepers, farmers, and Native American allies to victory over the greatest military power in the world. A new nation has been born, independent and free. The founders must form a national government. In 1787, through months of passionate debate, they create a written constitution. For the country's highest office, they imagine something new in the history of the world. A leader not born to power like a king or queen. A leader who has not seized power through conquest. A leader not separate from the people, but elected by the people, from among the people. We, the people. This is a new idea, an American idea, in words we can never forget.
Fourscore and
107 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
The blood of over 500,000 Americans is spilled in this Civil War. President Lincoln's enduring hope is to give true meaning to the sacrifices of so many, to lead us to that new birth of freedom. With the end of the war and the end of slavery, a new birth truly begins. Ladies and gentlemen, the Presidents of the United States of America. George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Joe Biden. And now we come to the present. Once again, we place our trust in the idea of a president.
No event could have filled me with greater anxieties than that notification on the 14th day of April, 1789, that you had selected me to lead our nation. But it was with the confidence of my fellow citizens that I took an oath. 35 simple words that have been repeated by every American president throughout history.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help me God.
The presidency of the United States is a role unique in the world. An office entrusted to each president by us, we the people. Therein lies the genius of that new idea, now over 200 years old.
All right, there you go. That was the Hall of Presidents. I obviously did not film the whole thing. It's about a 25-minute long show, but I don't want to sit there in the theater and hold my phone up, and bother people. Here in Liberty Square also we have all these flags. These are of course our 13 original colonies. And then the Liberty Bell here in the middle. This was actually cast from the exact same mold that the real life Liberty Bell was. Wow, my camera does not want to focus for you, but there you go. That's the closest I can get without it freaking out. Crazy. I like this area a lot. It's really cool. Let's head over towards Big Thunder Mountain and see what the wait time is for Big Thunder. And now we make our way into Frontierland. And in all honesty, the entire of Frontierland fits the theme of this video. Frontierland is obviously about the great American frontier, mainly in the west side of our country. Of course, half of it is now gone, and is the future home to Piston Peak, the national park themed Cars land. But yeah, what we got left in Frontierland here, you got a few shops. You got the Country Bear Jamboree, which I actually did for the first time a few weeks ago, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I don't think that we're gonna do that today, but I could see country bears fitting in there, the American theme. You also have Pecos Bill, Tall Tale Inn, one of my favorite quick service places here. I like their nachos. They used to have some bowls and stuff, but they might have changed their menu a while back. Well, I know they changed their menu, but I don't remember what all changed. But yeah, Frontierland definitely embodies American culture, specifically on the west side of our nation. I'm also gonna say that Tiana's Bayou Adventure kind of fits our American theme here, of course covering the New Orleans section of America, down there in Louisiana, Bayou country and all that. However, I do not want to get wet today, and last time I rode this, I got drenched. So we'll just watch from down below here. So for whatever reason, when I zoom in, my camera will not focus. I can only get you up to 2x without it unfocusing. So hopefully that fixes itself sometime soon. But yeah, Tiana's definitely embodies the South here, specifically in the Bayou area. Looks like Big Thunder's a posted 30-minute wait, not bad at all. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't want to wait in line for this ride. It is crazy hot outside, this queue is crazy hot, and I wanna go get food. But I feel like Big Thunder is one that we have to do today. So let's hop in line, why not? All right, that was a great ride on Big Thunder Mountain. Waited about 20 minutes. That was a hot queue, but at least it was a short wait. And then I got front row without even asking. Got a pretty good video, at least I think. I had my brightness down so it wasn't bright in the caves, but then I couldn't see it at all when we were out in the sun. So unfortunately, I didn't realize we are coming out right at the start of Festival of Fantasy here. I placed a mobile order for Columbia Harbor House. That's gonna be my lunch for today. So we're gonna get over there. Maybe we'll catch a little bit of the parade if it catches up to us, but I love having this bypass here open during the parade. I mean, it's open all the time. It's what I usually walk through, but especially during parade times, having this to be able to walk down is very nice. You skip all the crowds there, but anyways, let's get over to Columbia Harbor House. I did get one of their special Independence Day desserts that they're offering right now, so we'll see how that is. And then I also just got the trio platter, which is chicken, fish, and shrimp, and french fries, I think. Well, I was gonna catch a little bit of Festival of Fantasy, but the mobile order is ready already. They were super quick on that today. So let's go sit down in the air conditioning and get some food. After we eat, I think that's gonna be about it from here in the Magic Kingdom. I think we've done pretty much everything. So we'll probably head back towards Epcot and get ready for everything over there. I was hoping that we'd be there in time for Voices of Liberty, but they're done at 3:45, so we're definitely not gonna make it for that, but it's all good. There's a great video of one of their Echo sets from Memorial Day up on my channel under the Mission Archive banner. So if you haven't, go check that out. They are amazing. All right, here's my small little lunch. Like I said, just chicken, fish, there's some shrimp hiding in there, hush puppies, french fries, and then for dessert, the, I don't know, it's just like berry shortcake type thing. I don't know, looked good, sounded good. Also, accidentally got some great views of Piston Peak out here. If we can focus again, you know how my phone's been all day. There we go, there's some of the views there. Of course, just the same as you get from over in Big Thunder now, but still cool to be able to see out these windows again. Okay, that was actually really good. That's what I needed. It energized me quite a bit. And that little berry shortcake thing was way better than it looked. It kind of didn't look great, but it was perfect. It was really good. Glad I got that. I think they have something similar year-round. I think this is just a special red, white, and blue one for the holiday here. As we're walking through Fantasyland here, I was thinking, and pretty sure I'm right in what I'm about to say. I don't have the energy to fact check it, but there are only 2 Disney princesses whose stories take place in America. So 2 American Disney princesses. Do you know what they are? Give you a few seconds. One is Pocahontas, of course, and then the second, as we discussed earlier, is Princess Tiana. So Tiana and Pocahontas, the only 2 American Disney princesses. All right, we are here at the Storybook Circus train station now. I almost forgot about the train at first, but I feel like we have to do the train. I mean, railroads were so essential to our westward expansion in this country and connecting the East Coast to the West Coast and even the central areas of America here. And kind of everything from Disneyland to Disney World and all that, all the parks started with Walt's love for trains and his miniature train that he had in his backyard there. It is still kind of crazy seeing this train running in shuttle mode like this, moving backwards, and having the benches that are facing forward and backward in each of the cars. But I'm thankful that they are still running it. It was down for a long time. When was it? Around the time that the Splash Mountain was getting rethemed. It was down for quite a while there, and it's just good that they're at least running it in one way or another during the construction of Cars Land and Villains Land. But it looks like we got the Walter E. Disney engine here. So let's go hop on board. Locomotive number 1.
Our trip is almost complete. And though it was brief, I can't thank you enough for spending part of your day with me. And I hope you've enjoyed your journey as much as I've appreciated being a part of it. We're now approaching our most charming destination, Main Street, USA. A place where the only thing sweeter than the townsfolk is the treats. What say we give our fellow travelers a friendly wave hello? This is Main Street Station after all. Welcome to Main Street, USA.
And here we are in Main Street.
As we slowly come into the station, please remember to stay fully seated and fully aboard the train until this train comes to a full and complete stop, and you hear me name the 2 safety words, all clear.
I've never really paid attention to the artwork and the maps here underneath the train station. This is a map of the Union Pacific Railway and where it connects all up here in the Northwest. Never dove too deep into like railroads or anything like that. I don't know a whole lot about them, but they're really cool. I don't think I've ever been on like a passenger train anywhere, you know, that's not like a Disney or like a theme park attraction. I've been in one in Texas. somewhere down there. It was like Dallas-Fort Worth area. We took one somewhere, but it wasn't anything like long. I've never been on like a multi-hour long trip on a train or anything like that. I wouldn't be opposed to it, just not really a lot of options, to be honest. It's kind of cool, different places. We got Frontierland, Marceline, Western River, Fort Wilderness. I'm sure all of these have like a backstory to them and to why they're relevant to Disney, but I couldn't tell you them all, to be honest. Chicago is where Walt Disney was born, if I'm not mistaken. Rainbow Caverns is, of course, inside Big Thunder Mountain. Marceline, Missouri is what we talked about earlier. Grizzly Bear Flats, I'm not sure about that one. Same with Carrollwood Park, but a lot of cool artwork under here. We also got some information about some of the engines over here. We have the Lily Bell, which is of course named after Lillian Disney, Walt's wife. And then the one that we were on was the Walter E. Disney, of course named after Mr. Disney himself. I'm not sure how many trains or like how many engines they actually have here at Disney World. I feel like that's something I should know, but I do not. I'm guessing it's more than 2, right? Surely. They're only running 1 right now, of course, since they're doing it in shuttle mode. They can only run 1. But I don't see any information about the other trains, so maybe it is only 2. They've got to have more. Let's see if we can find anything. Here's a look at that one of the small little trains that Walt Disney had at his home, what I was talking about earlier. Oh, here we go. Here are the others. We have the Roy O. Disney. Roy is, of course, Walt's brother, who was mainly in charge of like accounting and such in the creation of Disneyland and Disney World. My camera is still not focusing. I apologize. That's engine number 4. And then engine number 3 over here is the Roger E. Broggie. I believe Broggie is how you pronounce that. I don't know who this is. I feel like I should. Broggie's career as a railroad man began with Walt Disney and the planning and construction of the Carrollwood Pacific Railroad, along with Disney studio craftsman Ed Sargent and animators Ward Kimball and Ollie Johnston. Okay, so he helped Disney make trains for his backyard. Cool. So that's who Mr. Roger here is. Well, the time is 4 o'clock, and at 5 o'clock, Disney has their flag retirement ceremony here at Main Street. So we will definitely be hanging around for that. That'll be the perfect way to end our time here in the Magic Kingdom. So we got about an hour to kill. I'm gonna go look through the shops and see if I can find those pins that I was talking about. And if I buy anything, I'll show them to you, but I really don't like filming in the gift shops. It's just too crowded and too hard to try to squeeze by people to do that. So I'll let you know if I find anything to buy. Man, you always got to love the view from up here on top of Main Street Station, looking down Main Street, the castle, the flag right in the center there. Of course, you also have the other flags lining Main Street, all on the top side of the buildings there. I think my camera is still not focusing. I'm really sorry about this. This has got to be driving you guys nuts. Either that or you can't even tell and I'm just stressing about it for no reason. But it's crazy. Also, look at those new castle colors. I feel like I say this every time in Magic Kingdom now, but it really grew on me. It did. I love it. All right, it is just about time for the flag retirement ceremony. They're doing their rehearsals right now. They always choose a veteran or active duty military member to go and assist them with the flag retirement. And then it's also veterans from typically security that come out here and do the actual flag retirement. So we got about 10 minutes and then we'll get started.
In just a few minutes, we invite you to join us in Town Square for our flag retreat ceremony. Once again, this Magic Kingdom tradition will begin in just a few moments.
So bad news. There was just a lightning strike that way and all the cast members left, which means they are down for weather. So I'm gonna guess no flag ceremony, at least for a while. We do have to get to Epcot, so we're probably not gonna hang around. That sucks. Going down for weather is never fun, but all the cast members just left, so it's definitely what happened. Oh well, just looking forward to that, but we've seen it again. I have it in a few other videos, I think, so go check out some of those. If I can find footage, maybe I'll throw it in here, but yeah, no flag ceremony for today. All right, did confirm from a cast member they did go down due to weather, and when they do that, they just cancel the whole flag ceremony. They don't delay it, so no flag ceremony for today. But it's all good. We still have a whole nother park, so let's get over to Epcot and continue celebrating the 250th over there. Looks like Monorail Lime will be our ride on over to the Transportation and Ticket Center. And it looks like we got Monorail Gold taking us on over to Epcot. best of the best. Glad to see gold after getting some crappy monorail colors for the rest of the day. But I get to end it with my favorite monorail, so can't complain too much. All right, we have made it here to Epcot. Unfortunately, the weather is still not on our side. There is lots of thunder and lightning. And with that, that means that Test Track is down, which means Soarin's wait time goes up. So it is not looking good for the things that we wanted to do here in Epcot. However, if all else fails, no matter the weather, we still have the one and only American Adventure. So we will definitely be seeing that today, unless our show is having some issues, which there's always a chance, especially as of lately. But hopefully we can at least grab a drink from Regal Eagle and enjoy the American Adventure without getting poured on. Because I don't know if you can hear the thunder, but it doesn't sound good. Wow. Barely did not get my camera on fast enough, but I'm pretty sure lightning just hit around like Norway area. So yeah, it's not going well. The lightning storms the last few days have been insane. The other day we had a pretty bad lightning storm and it took out pretty much every single ride in Epcot. Frozen and Remy's were both down for a while. American Adventure was down for the rest of the day. I think the only one in World Showcase that survived the storm was Grand Fiesta Tour. So the lightning's been intense as of lately. I don't really know what's going on, but out there for fireworks and stuff, watching the lightning has been pretty crazy. I will say it's really cool when it manages to sync up with Luminous, and then you have fireworks, laser lights, music, water, and lightning in the air. Cool sight to see, but let's try to get on to American Adventure. It is 5:45, so we should be good for the 6:30 show. I'll give us time to get a drink, get over there, and stay out of the rain, I hope. Yeah, the lightning is going crazy all around us, so the goal is pretty much to make it to America before the sky starts dumping on us. Because it's going to happen soon. And it looks like it's unfortunately going to be like that for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of July. So hopefully our 4th of July fireworks can still happen. We'll find out. There's something we haven't really talked about. Magic Kingdom and Epcot will be doing special fireworks for 4th of July. How it works at Magic Kingdom is I believe it's its own show, not tied to Happily Ever After, so it's a normal length show. What's it called? Disney Celebrate America, maybe? Something like that. And that'll be every night on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Here in Epcot, we will also be doing special fireworks on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. However, it's not its own show. So we'll do Luminous, and then right after Luminous, it'll roll into the special 4th of July fireworks. Can't remember what those are called, to be honest, but kind of just like an end tag at the end of Luminous. Think of a post-credit scene for fireworks. Also, I think I forgot to say it at Magic Kingdom, but I was not able to find either of the 2 pins that I was wanting. I feel like I typically have better luck with pins at Epcot, so we're gonna check up here in the World Showcase Plaza at Disney Traders and see if we can find some pins there. The 2 America 251s that I was wanting. Always love being able to walk towards World Showcase here and just being able to see the American Adventure peeking above World Showcase Lagoon there. It's nestled there perfectly in the middle at the back, and there's a reason for that, is they wanted it to be front and center and to be the host pavilion, of course, of all the other nations, but they wanted to make sure it didn't tower over and overshadow the other pavilions. So it is technically taller than the rest, and it kind of stands out, but it doesn't tower over them. That's why it's positioned where it is there at the very back of World Showcase Lagoon. Well, no luck for the pins here at Disney Traders. Hopefully in American Adventure they have those booths outside. However, with the weather, those booths are going to be closed. So, I don't know. It's not looking good. Might have to come back and get them some other time. The rain is starting to come, just barely, and it is big old fat raindrops too. And we are just now in Mexico, so we got quite a ways to go to America. If it does start to rain, I'll show you the adventure, but I'm going to put my mic up just in case because I don't want my mic to get all wet and destroyed, so expect the audio to get a little bit worse if it rains. Let's listen for that thunder that's going to accompany that big old lightning strike. Oh, it's pretty quiet. Oh, there it is. Wow, fun times. Well, while we walk over here, let's talk about the 2 attractions that we were planning on riding, but I'm not going to be able to ride due to weather. First is Test Track, one of my favorites, of course. And Test Track, I would say, definitely embodies the American dream, specifically of innovation and the innovation of cars and transportation as a whole. General Motors, who's the sponsor of the pavilion, I believe they're pretty much an entirely US-based company. I could be wrong in that, but especially Chevrolet is definitely rooted in the United States. And I think that pavilion and ride definitely encompasses American innovation. So I think that's kind of why it fits into this video theme that we're doing. And then of course Soarin' is now soaring across America. So of course it fits in. The whole ride, the whole point of the overlay is to celebrate the semi-quincentennial of 250 with everything from the Statue of Liberty, you got Mount Rushmore, the Grand Canyon, Louisiana Bayou, the plains and the ranches of the Midwest, all across America it's flying and celebrating. So of course that one obviously fits in, there's no question there. This is crazy. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see on camera, but it is pouring in America. Ah, this stupid camera, why are you not focusing? I'm sorry. Oh, that's gonna drive me nuts. America's pouring. Italy, we're doing okay so far, but we're about to get way more wet once we get into America. Wow, okay. We're gonna get inside the American Adventure building pretty quick. But let's talk real quick about what the American Adventure Pavilion has to offer. So there's 5 main things here. First is gonna be the American Gardens Theater over here. I hope the wind isn't messing up my microphone too much, we'll find out. The theater, of course, hosts all of the concerts for the different festivals, including Candlelight at the International Festival of the Holidays. Now over here on the left side, oh no, okay, let's get inside quickly. We'll continue in a little bit when it stops raining, because I still got my microphone on. Oh no, there's a closed clear, guys. No, no, oh, we're done for. No. Well, we're taking cover here in front of the American Adventure with the goal of seeing the 6:30 show, but we are back to complete power surges and everything. But yeah, so hopefully we can watch the 6:30 American Adventure. We'll find out. It is absolutely pouring outside. And like I said, the main part of the American Adventure is closed there, so wish us luck. Okay, we have made it to the American Adventure exit hallway, which if you didn't know, that is where they load when the main building is closed. So if there's ever an event in the main building, then they use the exit ramp as the load entrance. So that's where we're gonna be heading into the theater here in just a bit to go and watch the 6:30 show.
Actually, it started long before even my time. It started when dreams and visions of a new world were shrouded in the myths and legends of an old world. Finally, through those early mists of uncertainty, sailed the first great adventurers. This tiny ship is the Mayflower, carrying pilgrims in search of their dream of religious freedom. So, if you pardon an old man's cry, for me, this is the beginning of the American Adventure.
Surely we can work something out. Our king fears we've wronged him.
Your king, you Tory! Either we cut the ties with England, or we surrender our liberty!
Finally, the time had come to speak with one voice in a declaration of independence. Good evening, Mr. Jefferson. Have you finished the new draft yet?
Those are new drafts all over the floor, Dr. Franklin. It seems one stroke of this pen brings 2 changes from Congress. I told you John Adams should have written this.
Oh, by his own admission, you can write circles around him.
Mr. Adams has not been prisoner in this law for 17 days. I shall continue tomorrow.
You must continue now. Thomas, it is difficult to make 13 clocks chime at the same time. But you must carefully justify the separation.
Dr. Franklin, while you slept soundly through the meeting this afternoon, we did manage to justify separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
At last, the terrible Civil War ended. The time had come to rebuild our shattered nation. And a new wave of immigrants would help us do it. Around the world they came, these new Americans, a thousand noble curves of their development, all pouring into one. Seems there was a new dawn coming for the American adventure.
Enough!
completed the final sunset on my people's side. When I think of our condition, my heart is heavy. I see men of my own race treated as outlaws or shot down like animals. I hope that all of us may be brothers with one country around us and one government for all. From where the sun now stands, I will fight no more. Forever.
Together, they have made this country what it is. We are justice. We are equality. Be guaranteed to us and our daughters forever.
Well, here we are, back in the heat of Franklin's Philadelphia again. We're 100 years old today. Came a long way in that first century. Like Susan B. Anthony, we're still speaking out.
And why shouldn't we, Mr. Twain?
As Tom Edison said, discontent is the first necessity of progress.
Edison, afraid I don't place the name.
Edison's that young phonograph inventor. What? This great hall is filled with new inventions. There's Otis Elevator, Cole's magnificent steam engine.
And don't forget me telephone, the true hallmark of progress.
Aha! Behold the proud Scots.
That's right. Carnegie Steel built this place.
Aye, and it'll soon build a new concert hall for New York.
Oh, Carnegie Hall, eh? It never lasts. Donating libraries. Andy, that's grand idea.
It's an age for grand ideas.
An era for innovation.
A dawn for new awareness.
A time to challenge the frontiers of a new century.
Brother, can you spare a dime?
Spare dimes? Sure. Buy 4 of the apples, and I'll loan you back the 10 cents.
Hey, Sam, I heard tell there's New York millionaires selling apples too.
You mean ex-millionaires, don't you?
Hey, it looks like the storm's finally letting up. Yeah, maybe the Sunday drivers will come out and hunt for gas. Ain't many folks who pay no 18 cents a gallon.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, the United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by native air forces.
I think the founding fathers never dreamed of an America like this.
Of course not. We weren't dreamers, we were visionaries. That is why our Constitution withstands the rigors of time.
Easy now, Dr. Franklin. This nation's still just a youngster, don't you know? Why, some countries have been around for 50 centuries. We're barely in one third.
That's true, but look what we've accomplished in that tiny span of time.
My dear Doctor, earlier you found John Steinbeck so inspiring. And he also sounded this warning. now face danger which passes in the most destructive to the human: success, plenty, comfort, and ever-increasing leisure. No dynamic people has ever survived these dangers.
I may have invented these bifocals I'm wearing, but I can assure you they are not rose-colored. Mr. Twain, the golden age never was the present age, but with human liberty, we can fulfill the promise and need of America. To everyone a chance, believed Thomas Wolfe. To all people, regardless of their birth, right to live, to work, to be themselves, and to become whatever their visions can combine to make them. This is the promise of America. Mr. Twain, 'tis easy to see, hard to foresee, but I foresee the American adventure to continue a long, long time.
Real quick before we exit, just take a look at the beauty of this theater. All the way around with the beautiful chandeliers on the sides. You got the eagle up there on front of the curtains. And then of course you have our Spirits of America over here as well. They represent different parts of the American spirit. Everything from heritage to innovation, independence, compassion, all types of different stuff. Just a beautiful theater overall. Okay, well, good news. The rain calmed down while we were in there. Everything's fine now. We're back up from the weather delays and everything. So let's take a little bit to talk about the American Adventure Pavilion itself and everything it has to offer. In the midst of the thunderstorm earlier, we talked about the American Gardens Theater. That's this giant amphitheater over here. Like I said, this hosts all of your different musical acts and bands and concerts during the festivals, as well as the Candlelight Processional here during Festival of the Holidays. Candlelight Processional has been around forever, at least since Epcot opened in 1982, and I believe it started at Disneyland before that. I could be wrong, but I know they do it at Disneyland now as well. And then on the other side is the American Adventure building itself. This is home to that amazing show that we just watched. Of course, I just put some clips in there, didn't film the whole show. 30-minute long show, like 35 animatronic figures and physical sets that move up from underneath the theater floor itself on a massive carriage. And if you'd like to see more about how that works, Disney Parks actually went and posted a behind-the-scenes video on that a few days ago. So if you look on the Disney Parks pages, you can find that. It's mind-blowing, and it is the only theater of its kind. Nothing else has ever been built like it. It opened with Epcot back in 1982, and it has been running here ever since. A few minor updates here and there, but the story and the characters have stayed the same over time. Also in the building here in the center is where our Voices of Liberty perform. Those are our a cappella singers who sing all types of music, mainly Americana and patriotic music, but also some like folk songs and Disney tunes here and there as well. Like I said, they do special echo sets for holidays, and I do have a video of their Memorial Day echo set up on my YouTube channel. I would highly recommend checking that out. We also have the Art of Disney store back here. That's going to be where you can find some artwork, not necessarily America artwork, just Disney art. And then on this side is Regal Eagle. That is our quick service food place over here. Barbecue food, all types of barbecue type stuff, burgers, ribs, pulled pork. It is amazing. It's my favorite quick service on property. We're gonna head over there and get some drinks here in a second, but first I wanna go to these booths out here now that they're open and hope that they have the pins that I'm after. Yeah, it seems like those 250th pins are sold out pretty much everywhere. I'm not surprised. Anytime there's a limited edition pin like that that drops, they sell out almost instantly. I need a cup of ice water, so I'm gonna go get that from Regal Eagle, and then probably get the 1776, which is a special non-alcoholic drink they have here at Regal Eagle for the 250th. I've had it before, it's really good, but I need a cup of ice water to chug before I do that. Okay, here it is. This is the 1776 from Regal Eagle. Now typically it's a little bit more red, white, and blue. However, the person making it had an incident while they were making it, and I can call them out because it's one of my good friends who made it for me here. So it got mixed up a little bit too much blue, but it's a delicious drink and she did great. So thank you for the amazing 1776. I don't even know exactly what it is. It is Sprite and then I think like blue raspberry syrup and cherry bursting boba or strawberry, something like that. I don't know. It's really good though. I like it. So 1776 Regal Eagle, go try it. It's here through, I have no idea, so I'm not even gonna try to say anything, but try it. It's good. Well, from here in a rainy American Adventure Pavilion, that is going to be it for our 250th celebration video here at Disney World. We didn't quite get to do everything that we wanted to do because of the rain, but that's all good. Had a great time. I hope everybody has a great and safe 4th of July. Fireworks can be dangerous, but they're also a lot of fun. Go and celebrate 250 times as hard as you normally do, but also be 250 times as safe. This is actually the first time in probably a decade that I will be spending a 4th of July not in a fireworks trailer. So Aunt Tanya, Uncle Mike, hope you have a great 4th of July at the fireworks stand this year. I'm sorry I'm not there with you guys, and to the rest of my family, I wish I could join you out at the lake, but I'll be celebrating here in Epcot, my second home. I'm so happy to finally see the 4th of July fireworks here in Epcot. I've wanted to see those forever, and I've just never had the opportunity to. So I'm sure they'll be great on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, but that's gonna be all for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.